Good afternoon, I'm Taryn Damrett and welcome to Salford Now. This Tuesday marked the 12th annual World Autism Day. The University of Salford wants to do more to help those students who suffer from autism. Laura Burns has more.
What is autism? Autism is a lifelong disability. It affects how people communicate and interact with the world. There are about 700,000 adults and children on the autism spectrum in the UK. James Schoen is one of them.
I think if somebody who doesn't have it was to look at my everyday life, they'll think that it was quite strange, or because I can go sort of days without talking to anybody. I was in particularly primary school and to an extent secondary school. I didn't have any mates or anything like that because I wasn't good socially. So I found that I was very lonely, quite depressed at the time, and it sort of took a while until I worked out how to talk to people.
Being autistic can cause someone to feel considerably anxious, as they feel the world is so overwhelming. Disability advisor Julia Lum wants to support students.
Okay, so we've got a number of students at the university who we know are on the autistic spectrum. We've got a number of students at the university who haven't necessarily told us that they're on the autistic spectrum, and they might not necessarily be getting any support. So we're starting off with a bit of a survey, thinking about for students with autism, actually what is it that you get now in terms of support? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? And what would you like to see? How can we support you better?
What I've done that helped me, which might not help them, but so on. But what I would say is, certainly with what I've got, you tend to have something that really interests you above everything else. I found that really helpful, especially if you need a distraction, something you can just lose yourself in.
Ambassador Chris Packham has autism, but he looks at it in a positive light. The inventor of Pokemon is autistic. Mozart, Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton would have probably been diagnosed with autism if they were alive today. It is Autistic Awareness Week, and thousands are taking to Twitter to raise support.
The other things that we're launching this week as kind of part of World Autism Awareness Week is really trying to get people talking a little bit more about autism, what it means for somebody to have autism, and some of the challenges that people with autism face.
It's a disability that shouldn't be ignored.
Sexually transmitted diseases are a big problem here in Salford, with rising numbers of young people not being educated on safe sex. James Holt reports.
With the cost of contraception rising, more people are being diagnosed with STDs than ever before. 48% of people under the age of 25 in Manchester and Salford have been diagnosed with an STI. Getting checked out for a sexually transmitted disease takes less than half an hour. You don't need to book in and it's completely anonymous. So I'm wondering why more young people don't get checked out and learn how to be safer with sex. Anthea Morris, founder of Better to Know, told me that preventing STIs completely is unlikely and that young people need to be safer with sex.
So there's no such thing as safe sex. All you can do is have safer sex. The only way to avoid having an STI is not to have sex at all. And as that's impractical for a large number of people, there are a number of things that you can do to avoid to reduce your risk of catching an STI.
My advice, if that you are worried about your sexual health, you don't want to go to your doctor about it, you're worried that your parents might find out, if you go and see the same doctor as your parents, is that you can go and have your test done privately. It's confidential, it's anonymous, you don't have to give your real name, so there's no way it can link back to your records. Better to Know offers that service in Salford and in Manchester and at 300 clinics across the UK. We set the business up because we felt that there was a need in the market for people who wanted a different type of sexual health testing. Perhaps the NHS services weren't meeting their requirements, and so we provided a different service, which was perhaps the service that we would want if we needed a sexual health test.
This person wanted to remain anonymous, so we've protected their identity.
When I was 15, I had unprotected sex for the first time and got chlamydia, and only found out that I had it when I went to get the pill, like the contraceptive pill. I thought everyone would just judge me or that my parents would find out, because I wasn't taught about stuff like that in school, so I didn't really know where to go or who I should tell. I think there should be a lot more information available, especially for young people, because that would have made it a lot easier for me, and I don't think I'd have felt so ashamed of it.
In Salford, syphilis rates are 4 times the national average, with gonorrhea rates also sitting at 2 times the national average. HIV's being diagnosed later in life, however, still sits at 10% higher than the rest of the UK. However, if you are from Salford, you're 2/3 less likely to contract chlamydia. James Holt, Salford Now.
The University of Salford have introduced a new social space called the North Side, which is to bring students that feel isolated together and help them meet new people. Charlie Mulholland went down to the launch event to find out exactly what they do.
Ever fancied a space where you can play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Just Dance or Mario Kart? Or you just fancied chilling and watch the Bandioki band play? Well, the Northside Relaxation Centre has been created by the University of Salford Student Union. If you ever feel isolated and you need somewhere to go and interact with fellow students, this is the place for you.
And we want students to use this as kind of the go-to social space on campus, because at the moment people are kind of flitting around in all sorts of places across campus, mainly the library. So we kind of want to bring people all together in the social space that is the North Side and really use it as best as it can, because it's a great space.
The North Side looks to have been a fantastic success. It looks like loads of people are right here. However, I think I'm going to jump right into it. Smash anyone?
Spaces like the North Side have been essential for the students of Salford, as statistics show only 34% of people from socio-economics group D and E have friends at university. Almost 10% of young people say they often feel lonely. 1/5 of students do not know how to access help. And in 2015, 26,000 students dropped out after their first year.
Well, I've done playing Smash, and right now, I just want to just dance.
Well, I seem to be enjoying myself, and it wasn't just me. The students here seem to really enjoy themselves.
It's quite good because then, like, you come across those people you probably wouldn't usually come across.
I think it's really important that kind of everyone gets brought together and feels comfortable within and has like a space that they can feel comfortable, because that's really useful in just feeling like you're at home and welcome at uni.
I know someone who's been feeling a bit lonely, but I think they came today and they had a good time. So.
Yeah, I think more people should try and come and get involved, because it's really welcoming and it's really fun to just be with a group of people that are all having fun and like-minded in enjoying games and kind of just listening to music.
Yeah, we don't want a uni full of antisocial people, right?
The Northside Relaxation Area is open for any student to go in at any time, and they are looking to provide more events like this in the near future. Charlie Mulholland, Salford Now.
Now, approximately 1 in 4 people in the United Kingdom will experience a mental health problem each year. Charities like Mind aim to help people understand their conditions and provide them with the support they need. Salford University Dance Society is hosting a dance-a-thon throughout the day in order to raise money for the organisation.
I'm here outside of the Students' Union with Suds Dance Society, where they're hosting a 12-hour dance-a-thon in order to raise as much money as possible for the mental health charity Mind.
Well, we've been doing like this dance-a-thon we've done for 2 years in the past, and we always raise money throughout the year, like doing little fundraisers like Pyjama Day, just raising money for them. It's a charity we're all quite passionate about, and we just want to raise as much money as we can for them.
Let's have a dance. Time.
We've got like 12 different hours, it's like themed hours because we're doing 12 hours. So we've had already the chart music, Naughties hour, and then we're in Disney hour now. It's going to be One Direction hour, ABBA hour, because we're doing a Mamma Mia for our next show.
Reese Parry, Salford Now.
And finally, your weather update with Cherie.
Today the weather in Salford is dry, with temperatures reaching up to 8 degrees and dropping to 6 with chance of rain. On the weekend, temperatures will reach 14 degrees, so that's great news for Sunday's Essex Marathon runners. Tomorrow it will stay dry and reasonably warm ahead of the Sale Sharks rugby match.
That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.